my goodness. What a busy year.
Oh, it has been.
Looking back, I feel like we've done more than we usually do, don't you?
Well, I think every year as you get older, it feels like you've done more than you did the year before.
Maybe because we're slowing down, it feels like we're busier.
That's right, yep.
But we started out the year traveling to Chattanooga, and we didn't record that because we didn't have the channel yet, right?
That's true, yep.
Then we turned around in April 1st, April Fool's Day, we started our channel.
Yeah, we sure did, and we've grown quite a bit since then. Hope you're enjoying our videos.
Right, so now it's 9 months. Just like a baby, we've had the channel 9 months.
Which is our baby.
So now we're ready to give birth and really take off.
That's right, and thrive, flourish, grow.
So after Chattanooga, we concentrated on the C cities this year, right?
That's
Chattanooga,
right.
Charleston in the heat of the summer.
Yes.
And then Charlotte.
And
then Charlottesville.
That's right. I didn't think about that. Charlottesville.
We're focusing on the C cities. So next year, who knows where we'll go.
Who knows?
We have no idea where next year takes us.
We'll see where next year takes us when it takes us.
And we focus on keeping our good health, right?
That's true. Staying healthy, keeping our weight down, eating right, exercising.
And we lost some more weight after we were found we were pre-diabetic. That was February to June. We focused on severe diet changes, right?
Yes. Getting away from processed food, getting away from sugar, and keeping hopefully our A1C at a good point.
And then we redid the sleep study to find out if that weight loss helped us with our sleep apnea.
And it did quite a bit. For me, losing weight was the best thing for my sleep. I went from stop breathing. I would stop breathing 42 times an hour, which, if you think about it, that means that 42 times you weren't taking any breaths in, which...
That's tremendous.
Yeah, taking breaths is how you stay alive. So I went from that to 21 times an hour, which is cutting it in half, basically. And so that weight had a lot to do with it.
And that's
thick neck.
I think that's still a little high. I think we still have some improvement there. I had started at 19, which really affected my ability to function. I couldn't function when it was at 19, and I was misdiagnosed numerous times, had to go from doctor to doctor to doctor. So why we're stressing to be your own advocate, take charge of your own health care, right?
That's true.
Right, because doctors are overwhelmed, overstressed. Even before all this, I mean, this was 5 years ago when I went from doctor to doctor to doctor. Before, I said, I'm just going to prove I don't have sleep apnea. And lo and behold, I was shocked that I did. I didn't know anybody at the time who had it. And, right.
So let's just spend a minute on sleep apnea, and that's real serious. So if you're not waking up and feeling rested and able to stay awake all day long, especially after a meal, then chances are you have sleep apnea, because also the girth of your neck can cause it. So even if you're thin, you could still have sleep apnea.
We know several people who are thin who have it. I mean, I'm actually normal weight and I still have it.
Right, and so it's very important, because sleep and good sleep is important for your body, for your mental health, for your physical health. You know, when you sleep, your body gets cleansed, your brain gets cleansed. And that is extremely important. So possibility that you may need a CPAP machine, which is what blows air into your nose when you stop breathing, is very important.
It also affects things like your bones, your day-to-day illnesses, and your mental health. Anxiety, depression. If you're not sleeping, and you have a tendency to be anxious and depressed, it's going to aggravate those conditions.
That's right. For the first time, we've started to look at our mental health, and Sue has started to get coaching.
It was always, in our generation, just an embarrassment, a humiliation, but it's everywhere, right? Taking care of yourself mentally is everywhere. And Steve's company kept sending us postcards every month saying, hey, just give us a call. And finally I said, you know what? I think I will just give them a call. I mean, our life has been changing since we've been married, right?
Obviously, our lives have changed quite a bit over the years, from job to job, from moving from location to location. We have also become empty nesters. So, there's a lot of changes and that does wear on you mentally. We have moved quite a bit with jobs, and so it definitely has an effect. And changing careers, that also has an effect on your mental awareness and stability. So working for a large company that offers mental health, take them up on that offer. It's not shameful, it's not embarrassing, it's all very private, and you may be surprised, may help out.
Well, for me, I worked hard to get a career. It was not easy for me to go through college. I paid my way through. And after giving birth to our first child, Steve was relocated and I gave up my career. And that was major. We never addressed it. We never talked about society doesn't recognize women at home. I've gotten lots of comments through the years that I didn't contribute, that women at home who do so much. So anyway, after I went back and I did go back to school to become a teacher and worked in schools for years, once the pandemic came along, everything changed again. And there was another adjustment, and I just wasn't willing to go back to that environment. There's millions of videos out there you can watch on why teachers are leaving. The stress was tremendous. I was 50 pounds overweight. And so for the first time, I'm focusing on me. It's hard when you grew up being told to focus on everyone but yourself. I know this generation, I hear about taking care of you, do what's best for you. That's not how we grew up.
That's absolutely true. And so, over the years, you learn that if you have a spouse or a partner who is staying at home, that can be a big benefit. Although people would say that Sue isn't contributing, Sue is actually contributing a lot more than what people would know. Because we were moving so much, she was able to take the kids out of school, put the kids in school, get bank accounts, close bank accounts, get doctors, work with the realtors. So, and keep our finances in check. That was a big part of this. And so for people to say that a stay-at-home mom doesn't do anything, I think is ludicrous, because it is a tough job, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a stay-at-home spouse partner. It is a lot of work.
Oh yeah, just getting those doctor's records, getting from doctor to doctor, and dentists and schools. It was like when you register your child for kindergarten, every time you move, it's the same process. So that was always challenging. But this, kind of leads into our next topic, because I did give up my career and that took a big hit on our income. That, of course, is affecting our retirement. So sure. Making these sacrifices for our children, our children to have a better life than us. That's what every generation wants. The next generation to be better off than they were. And certainly our children are very successful, and I'm proud that the work I've done has contributed to their careers. And
very true.
They're both in very, very good careers and are doing very well.
Yeah, it gives you a peace of mind to know that they are set up. Basically, if they keep the momentum going, they could have a good life. So, Sue staying at home to raise our children is very important. Very important to build the foundation of learning, understanding. And Sue really helped them quite a bit for them to get into good careers where they will be able and are able to control their own lives, to live a good life, and so a lot of that goes back to their mom being at home with them and teaching them, and that was a big benefit. And we're thankful that Sue was able to do that. So yeah, also, working moms, that is a big contribution too. You have to realize that if you have a spouse, a partner, and they can stay at home, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, and raise the kids, that gives the kids the upper hand, gives them an advantage. If you are a working mom or a working dad and, your children are in daycare, that the time that you spend with them contributes a great deal to their learning and understanding of the world.
And it's not just parents. If you are both working, which today pretty much you need two incomes, just with health insurance costs, housing costs, daycare costs. But
and grandparents contribute
such
a lot.
A valuable contribution.
Yes.
We were fortunate enough that I was able to take care of our grandson for 2 years. What a gift to him and to us.
Yes, absolutely. Sue spent a lot of time with our grandson and teaching him how to count colors, shapes. And so that hopefully will build a good foundation, build a good foundation.
Since I've worked in the schools for 20 years, I saw what is required in kindergarten. And from when our children were in kindergarten, they took naps and played. They had a play area. They really didn't learn a lot of academics.
Right.
And in that almost 30 years, it's changed from being a rigid, tough schedule where there are no naps, there's no playtime. It is every hour is scheduled with a subject. I did a long-term sub in kindergarten, and it was just shocking to me that these 5-year-olds who didn't even know the alphabet had to go down to the computer lab and type up their story that they had written that week.
Wow.
The expectations are just tremendous. So, and seeing that there's this boy crisis going on now in schools, that boys are struggling because, I don't know. They don't know why, but there's story after story about boys, and there's lots of theories, just as with everything. And we don't know if it's because boys academically are generally a little bit slower or learn at a later pace than girls. We don't really know, but the pressure at that young age has created a lot of issues with children today, with anxiety. So
Right.
I just wanted to have our grandson have the best advantage that he could have. I wanted him to be knowledgeable, to be exposed to the numbers, letters, colors, shapes, to see a routine, and also experience love and unconditional love from his grandparents. And Steve, who could barely get down on the floor because of a car accident he had at a young age, would get down on the floor every time he saw him and color with him, laying on the floor. And it was just always so refreshing to see a grandfather and a grandson's love. It was just so special. So in addition to raising our children, being at home for our children, we were also there for our parents. Our parents were older than the average parents, so they were sick at an earlier age. So in addition to the moves and taking care of our children, we were also helping our parents through their illnesses and deaths. So many people are just dealing with their parents right now, but ours have been gone for, my mom's been gone almost 30 years now. They've been gone for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I was able to be around there, not in the same city, but travel frequently, have phone calls, send cards, have our kids know their grandparents as best we could before. I mean, they were young when they all passed away. But family's number one with us, right?
Absolutely. Number one. And so, having a strong family life, very important. And some of you may have that, some of you may not. And then just, getting involved in other ways with other people is important, especially around this time of the year.
So reflecting on our year in life, boy, we didn't mean to get into all of that, but so we're going to do this as part 1, and now we're going to do part 2 of our goals for 2024.
Wow, comes up really fast, 2024, who would have thought?
So look for part 2, and till we see you again.
Take it easy.